Alright, so this morning Clay and I are going on a little adventure. Clay has found him yet one more Craigslist item. And
this is one I've been looking for a lot longer than the tractor.
Yeah, he's been looking for this item for a long time. And we are headed, we got about a 45-minute to hour drive, kind of cross country. We're taking back roads to where we're going. And hopefully it's going to be in the condition that Clay thinks it's in, and he's going to get it. So when we get there, we'll take a little video and show y'all. It's about 6:40 in the morning, and I worked all night, so I'm not real awake, but Clay promised me breakfast after we were done, so I'm along for the breakfast. Plants look like they're about 10 inches tall. There's cows at 60 miles an hour. I just got one question. Are we there yet?
No, we're not there.
Are we there yet? This grass looks so tall, you can see all the pretty wildflowers. There's bluebonnets in there somewhere, probably. Bluebonnets right there. This is the little town of Grandview, Texas. Now we're in the town of Covington. Not a whole lot to this town. It's this is the old downtown portion.
He said, hey, you're going about bringing us over to work on it? So no, that's fine. I'll help you tear it apart.
Alright, Clay, so what'd you get?
Got an old Lincoln SA200 short hood.
About how old is it?
Probably mid-40s, early 50s.
Clay has been looking at these on Craigslist for probably 3 years or more. And this guy had this one on here for a couple weeks. And there was supposed to be some people coming by it, and the guy told Clay, he said, if they don't come and buy it, I'll call you back. So he called Clay back, and last night Clay goes, hey, you want to run down there with me in the morning? And I thought, I will not be awake, but I'm still awake. I napped a little bit, but and I may nap on the way back, but Clay promised me breakfast, so I'll wake up for that. So I just thought I'd show this. I don't know if I've ever seen a headliner in such bad shape as the headliner in this dually. And yeah, I drove this truck for 3 years, and I don't know if I ever really looked up and saw how bad the headliner was. I just never really paid attention to it. I mean, it's like somebody had a knife and just was purposely...
Somebody held a cat upside down.
Oh, you think somebody held a cat upside down in here?
That's what it looks like.
That could be. It's rough. Go slow. That's good. Well, the closer you get it to the ground, the better it makes me feel. Dixie, are you helping him? That's kind of a cool looking little radiator grill. Yeah. Dixie, what did we bring with it, honey? Anything good?
I don't see where anything's been jabbed to the radiator anywhere.
Yeah, fins are a little bent, but you said it's got water in it, and it doesn't look like it's got stains or it's been leaking on the front there. I don't know about the backside.
And if it's the original radiator, that's an old radiator. Choke cable actually works.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than pulling a motor out of a truck. All right, so now that you get the hood off of it, tell us about this thing. What?
It's a 48 Lincoln SA200 short hood.
1948?
Yep, that's about what the number says on the faceplate. The serial number.
Okay, now what kind of engine is this that it has in it?
I think it's F162.
F162?
Continental.
Continental. And these were gasoline engines?
Gasoline engine, yeah.
Okay.
Hand crank. No electric start.
No electric start. And is the motor free? Put the hand crank in the front for us. Show us.
It spins good. It probably's got some stuck valves in it.
Oh, that's probably why it spins so good. It won't build compression because of some stuck valves.
But the radiator is full of coolant, and the oil doesn't have any water in it, which is a good thing. But heck, I might just take the head off of it.
Take a look at it.
And if it's just valves,
It'll be like that old Ford tractor y'all worked on for Uncle Tim. Look at that.
turns pretty easy.
And that clicking,
It's the
we think that's the magneto, right?
no, that's the governor rod doing this when I
Oh, okay.
watch it.
No, I can hear the magneto clicking.
No, watch the carburetor.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, I see that.
I don't think it's sucking in air.
Oh, it could be. But I think that clicking you're hearing is inside that
It might
magneto.
It might be the magneto.
And now, you were saying this back here, this is a diaphragm that when you go to use the welder, it steps the idle up on the engine?
Yeah, that's that's for the idle. It's, you know, cranks up the high idle.
Alright.
And this has on the generator, this has a generator that, you know, the guy that we bought it from says it cannot use these two bolts are closer together which means it's a different generator setup, and you cannot put a remote on it.
And the way you explained a remote to me was that's so you got control over your voltage
It's this fine current,
or your fine current.
and it just allows you to hook in an extension cord to it, and you can run it out, and it's a box. It's got the same adjustment on it, so you can adjust your fine current out, however far.
Where you're welding
where
at.
you're welding.
Okay. And now these lugs here, this is where your welding leads attach?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll probably put some quick disconnects on it. Heck, it's even got I don't even know if this tag on this is something that stays on these because it's riveted on, but it's still got the tag on it. The ones I've looked at, I've never noticed that tag on them before. It's in good shape.
It's crusty looking, but it's actually compared to some of the old stuff that you and your brother have dug up. I'm surprised that the gas tanks were rather clean. There's a little bit of rust sediment in the bottom,
The antifreeze,
but there's no liquid gas.
no.
Somebody drained the tank on this.
yeah, it's a little rusty in the bottom, but
Yeah.
it'll be usable.
This tank had been drained, and then the radiator.
I don't know if you can see that on video or not.
Bring light this way. Oop, there we go. See the green coolant down in there. It's just at the top of the core in there.
Yeah, which is about where it ought to be.
And then the oil, it's it's dirty,
It's dirty,
but there's no
Love to smell
water.
gas or anything. I doubt it. Yeah,
It's not over full. It's a little under full, but not much. And now, this is a similar engine to what's in Will's Alice Chalmers, except for the fact it's smaller, and it has this.
It's a flathead instead of the valves are in the block instead of in the head.
Okay, the valves are in the block. Okay.
It's got the same carburetor on it. The valves have.
The water pump is real similar too, except for this water pump has grease fitting on it, and then you see this. It's got a little bypass line in here. I'm wondering if there's a thermostat in this housing. Will's the engine on his Alice Chalmers does not have a thermostat. It just as it heats up, it moves into the radiator. But it looks real similar to it. Oh, and this has this is the oil filter assembly here, whereas Will's tractor has a spin-on oil filter. But you can see these wire looms, or where the spark plug wires go. These metal hoops, they have a rubber grommet on them to keep the wires from getting worn. These have been chewed on by mice, and there's lots of little signs of little mice poop all over the place on top there. But look at that style clamp. You don't necessarily see those kind of clamps every day. I like the way the radiator grill looks on it. Kind of looks like an old tractor or a bulldozer in the front.